Hi guys, I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. You can find me over on Ravelry and Instagram as Knitter CNY. There is a podcast group on Ravelry for the Knits Up podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Tell your friends if you like what you see and have them subscribe too. YouTube's the easiest way for me to upload. I will try and post to Libsyn and cross post to iTunes. I don't do that all the time and I'm not really consistent in that, but I should get better at that. This week is going to be a shorter podcast. If you hear noise in the background, there's a dirt track speedway about a mile, less than a mile from me, and you might hear revving of engines. You may also hear an announcer in the background. That's with the windows and doors closed in my house, so we'll just bear with it. It's the first night of dirt track racing, so I'm not that worried about it. They only run on Friday nights through the summer, and everybody in town is used to it. So I thought, I was thinking about content for the show, and it's getting kind of boring just holding up something and going, yeah, this is what I'm working on. Isn't this exciting? And then moving on to the next thing. So I thought, and it sort of came to me in a flash. I've been enjoying, I went through the 10 episodes of Lost in Space on Netflix, and a combination of that and for some reason the booming announcer voice from a segment that used to be on the original Muppet Show called Pigs in Space. And all I heard this morning, I was putting on my shoes and getting ready for work, and it was like some weird combination of those three things: content for the show, Lost in Space, and Pigs in Space. And I heard this booming voice in my head say, Lost in Stash. And I thought to myself, okay, I wonder what that is. Besides a cat being highly annoying and trying to help me podcast. What I thought was, there is a yarn that's probably in your stash that, if you're like I am, you haven't uploaded every single ball or skein of yarn into your stash on Ravelry. So potentially there is a ball or skein of yarn that is, or some fiber that's lost in stash. And I thought, how fun if I pulled out some of those and specifically focused on summer knitting and maybe some cotton blends or some cotton, and gave you some ideas for what you can do with that lost ball or balls of stash. Part of what inspired this was the other night, I think it was last night, I was at Joann's and bought this magazine, which is the new Noro Vogue Knitting magazine that's out. It's a lot of it is a cotton-based yarn, but there was one shawl in particular that really got me, and it's by Melissa Leapman. It's this beautiful shawl. It's made with a worsted weight yarn on, I think it's size 10.5 needles. I'll look in the back real quick. It's number 8, the semicircular shawl. The width is approximately 47 inches and length is 46 inches. It takes 2 skeins of Noro Nishiki which is a number 4 worsted weight, and takes a 10.5 US needle, which is a 6.5 millimeter needle, and the Nishiki is 77% cotton, 23% polyamide, 262 yards per 100 grams. It's the Japanese word for barcode, apparently. So I don't have that kind of yarn, but I thought there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. I don't use a lot of Noro yarns, but like this top is really kind of cool. And it wasn't bad. I think I paid $9 for it, retail. You can't use coupons for magazines at Joann's, but this is available a lot of places, and I think you can download it as well, off of Vogue Knitting's website. But there were a lot of shawls and a lot of different things. And I thought, that's kind of cool. I like that. So I'm gonna maybe look for some worsted weight yarn. And do I have some in my stash? I might. Yes, I do have some worsted weight yarn in my stash. And these are lost skeins, including some that may work for this project, or a combination thereof. A couple of things I've got could probably work for this. So if we're talking 262 yards, 2 skeins, that would be 524 or so, maybe a little bit more. My math is not my strong suit on a Friday night after a million hours at work, answering the phone all day. But anyways, I have 2 skeins of this, which came out last year, the Caron Cotton Cakes, and these are 211 yards a piece, 3.5 ounces per 100 grams. This is a 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. These are slightly different colors. What I've got is, this one is Garden Oasis. That's really accurate colors. That's really a pink in there. And then this other one that I've got is called Calico Flowers. There's a purple in there. That kind of gives you an idea. It's sort of got that dusty color, but there's some colors in common with these two, so it'll work. And then I wanted to do something that would kind of blend in. And I just happened to grab these out of my stash. I think part of this came from when my neighbor passed away. Her daughter gave me her stash of cotton yarns, and I think some of these are from that. And I just happened to grab a pink and a peach. One of these is Peaches and Cream, and this color is Rose Pink. I don't know whether this is the original Peaches and Cream, or whether it's the new one from Spin Rite. Yeah, this is the old one because it says Elmore Pisgah Incorporated. This was when it was made in the U.S. They were bought, the name was bought out by Spin Rite, and now they're made in Canada, and you can find them in Walmart, the new ones. And this one is the original Sugar and Cream from Lily. This one is older because this was also made in the USA. And this color is called Tea Rose. It's really peach. But surprisingly, it's pretty darn close to that orangey peach color. And this pink color is really, really in that shade that goes with this. So I think I can make that shawl with these yarns. The Peaches and Cream is, how much? I don't even know that they're going to tell me how much is in here. 2.5 ounces. They do not tell me what the yardage is on that. And the pink and this peach yarn is 2.5 ounces, and I don't think they tell me the yardage on that either. So whatever, it'll work. It's all basically a cotton blend or a cotton yarn that goes with it. All of the colors go together. So I think I'm going to do one skein of this, and then a skein of this, maybe the peach in the middle, I think, and then, or striping section, and then finish up with one of these. So I've got the yarn for that sweater. I also have size 10.5 circular needles, and that'll be a quick project. I've been working on a shawl forever, and it's the Easy Half Circle shawl that's from Lion Brand. And the yarn that I'm using, I'm in the middle of a row, pardon me, so imagine if this was all spread out and it was really, really pretty. This is what the edge looks like to kind of give you an idea. That's my cast on. So it's pretty long. It goes the length of my arm, so it's got to be about 17 to 19 inches. And I still have this much yarn left. And we've kind of gone through, this is the everlasting gobstopper kind of thing, because I hand wound this. It's Shawl in a Ball from Lion Brand. And then I realized I have a whole other skein of this. This color is Restful Rainbow. I have a whole other skein of this. And then I also have this, which is the Blue Soothing Blue that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. It was originally $9. I paid $4.39 or $5.39, something like that. That's what it looks like in the ball. And this is 5.3 ounces, which is 150 grams, and there's 518 yards or 473 meters. And this is considered a number 4. I would not consider it a number 4. Sorry, it's 58% cotton, 39% acrylic, and 3% other fiber. So whatever they've got left over, and it kind of, those colors kind of swirl. But it kind of sets up almost like a gradient kind of look without any of the work. And a lot of that white shows through. It's a little bit, it's a boucle, I guess you would call it. This is what, of course, I'm picking the lightest color. Let's try picking a darker color so you can actually see. That's what it looks like. Probably too close. But you can kind of see that boucle look. For the next thing that I make with this, I'm so doing crochet. And this, there's a shawl on here. It's just a crocheted mesh shawl. That's Project L50172. And it tells you to go to lionbrand.com and download it. Okay, I can do that. It doesn't tell me what size. This is very, very thin. It recommends using, I think, a size 8. I am a very loose knitter. I do not tension my yarn. So I wind up doing, I'm using Addi Lace number 5s, which are a 3.75 millimeter. And these are 40 inches long. I'm going to finish off this skein and then I'm going to be done with it. This I started 2 years ago when I went with my friends and their 3 children to Disney World. It was so hot in August, Florida. Think about that. Yes, it was that warm. The cotton actually stuck to me while I was down there because it was so humid. You would just walk out of the hotel room or any air-conditioned building and just start sweating. So I only got probably about this much done. So I picked this up when I was out on leave after my surgery, and started working on it because I wanted to be done with it. And that'll, so I think the shawl will be my next project. The sweater, that's the purple sweater from Premier Yarns, I've kind of set aside for a little bit because I sort of want a palette cleanser. I want to be done with this weekend. No more. And the other thing that I found that was lost in the stash as they say, is a sweater that I want to make, and it's really pretty, and my neighbors are going to think I'm nuts because I'm talking to you guys. There is a sweater that is, what, did they show it with the optional frill? This is out of book. It might still be out there. It's, and pardon the appearance, it got a little waterlogged at one point. This is the Patents 500 886 DD Silk Bamboo Summer Standouts to Knit and Crochet. I want to make this, it's going to be really hard to see this. I want to make this top. Oh, maybe you can see it. There's a little weird little frill there. I think they just put the dragonfly pin there for effect. You can make it with or without the frill. Cotton, silk bamboo, I think the last time I priced it was $7 a ball. And the nice thing about Patents is their sizing goes up. So a 4-5X is 63 inches, and it takes 8 balls of Patent silk bamboo, which would be 102 yards times 8, so 816 yards. So that's a lot of yards. Patent silk bamboo, I believe, is a 3, which is a DK weight. And I want to use this, which I have way more than enough. This is a discontinued yarn that Vicki Howell did for Bernat quite a few years ago. The color is called Spinning Jenny, and this is, I believe, a cotton acrylic blend. Yeah, it's 55% cotton, 45% acrylic. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 balls of this, and 7 balls get you, they're 282 yards a piece, so I would need like less than 4. I could probably make a whole sweater that way. So what I may do is put some sleeves on this. You can see it's sleeveless. So I may just, throw some sleeves on there because it would make it more wearable. So if you get a chance, it's a really nice, this is the ISBN number. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's the ISBN number. So you can check it out. I think I paid $6, $7 for the whole book, and there's other stuff in there. There's knitted and crocheted things. I'll show you. There's like all of this stuff in there. Sweaters. There's some. This is knitted. A little shawl. I think all of these two are crocheted maybe, and I think that one might be crocheted. But it's made for like a summer yarn. The other thing I got hanging around is a skein of I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby, which is, let's see, it's 100% cotton. This is really super soft. I want to make some dishcloths out of this, and this color happens to be Brights, and my cat wants to really, really go out. And then I've just got a couple of random sugar and cream and peaches and cream. I'm probably going to do this for Memorial Day weekend to give to somebody. And then I've also got this color, which is Violet Stripes. And then just hanging around, just random stuff. So I've got cotton yarns. I've got plans for cotton yarns. I've got a shawl that I need to get finished. And I have a cat who wants to make a cameo. So make a cameo. Ready? Make a cameo. Tigger. Tigger. There you go. There's your cat. She really wants to get out and hang out with the birds. And just a truck just drove down the street, so she's like, because I'm using the natural light from the picture window. So that's what's going on. I probably won't podcast next weekend because it is Memorial Day weekend. And I don't know what I'm doing yet, but we'll see. The cat's now rubbing the table. So again, check out the podcast group on Ravelry. I hope you guys have a great week. Go post what you're knitting and crocheting or weaving or spinning or anything. Are you doing any special projects for summer knitting or using cotton-based or bamboo-based yarns? I'd love to see them. Have a great week, guys. Go craft something.